together again on Tuesday at the Purple Portal with Elaine Bartlett. And I am so delighted to be here with you today, simply to share with you the very first call on my texter machine this morning. Girl was at the airport. I'm having a meltdown. The sun hadn't even come up yet. And so today is going to be very much devoted to the tipping points that are happening for us that are leading to meltdowns, not only inside of you, where they are in your home, so we can do something about it and help ourselves. So I already noticed that there is a call waiting. Hi there.
Hi, Elaine. It's Sydney.
Hello, Sydney. How are you?
I figured out when Tuesday was.
Oh, boy. How's it going?
Now I feel like I'm jumping out of my skin. I really don't know what to do with myself today. I'm potentially meeting a new person to do some work with on Thursday. That could be a business venture that'll hold me over while I go into whatever I'm called to go into. But today I'm like, what should I do with myself? I'm trying to get a few things done, but it's strange. It's a very strange day.
Okay, so you're experiencing close to a meltdown, but certainly you're in a tipping point.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so for those of you listening, what is a tipping point? It means somewhere inside of us you're feeling something akin to what Sydney's just described, ready to jump out of her skin. It could be physically, it could be emotionally, it could be mentally, it could be spiritually, and if you're real lucky, it's all of them stirred into a pot together. So first thing is always check your nutrition. Sydney, how many chocolate bunnies have you had? And how many jelly beans?
Right. I touched the bag that the bunny brought at my mother's house, but I actually have not invested in that. But I must admit to a caffeinated soda.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that'll do it. You know, Sydney's paid very good attention to her nutrition over all the years I've known her. So for someone like that, 3 jelly beans could throw her over the top. 1 caffeinated soda. You know, it won't take a lot. For those of you that have not done the good nutrition route, have a good time. Eat the whole bag of jelly beans and have, a Coke for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You'll feel dull, but it won't affect you as if you had done the work. So, okay, so we got that caffeinated stuff down. Have you been out in nature?
Well, I'm a little bit not in line with nature because the pollen is a disaster. I did 1 hour of yard work for my parents on Sunday after Easter dinner, lunch. And I get affected by the pollen in such a way that it's like a drug and it puts me to sleep. Okay. And it was just a horror. So I'm trying actually to stay in. I'm in right now with the windows closed. It's like 80 out. Yeah.
Okay,
so I would like to be, but
okay. So here's dangerous. The next point. The tipping point for those of you who have allergies, I would pretty much guarantee when Sydney was a little girl, probably in the same woods, she was probably not affected by these allergies. Could I be fair?
No.
Yeah. So what does that show us? That shows us how toxic the sprays are that our government is spraying. And so they're affecting the trees. It's like the trees are crying. So we've become really captive and almost a victim of what's happening to us. The good news is I'm at the tipping point with that, and I can only hope that someone like you, Sydney, and every person who's listening to this will find out how to be at a tipping point for all of us, and to now finally begin to be more vocal and more verbal. Sydney, you're an artist. You need to be expressing this on canvas. I don't care if you have to paint a picture of the earth and you show her crying. people now have got to become much more accountable. Sydney and everybody who's listening, or you wouldn't have been drawn to listen to this kind of show, we're here to serve mankind with love and with all that we have to share. I'm a word person. Sydney, you're an artist. Each one of you that's listening, you have a different gift. And increasing, when we give, we actually increase the vibration of the other person, because that's our intention. So when I give this radio show, I want to increase the vibration of those listening. And so just to kind of wrap you up, Sydney, but there's going to be a whole lot more on this tipping point throughout the show, so I don't want you to go anywhere. But I do remember you're an East Group kid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you North or East? Which one are you? Con? You Con North?
Con North, yes.
Okay.
October 4th. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, there we have it. The Con North is the whole energy field of fear versus fearlessness. And it's also pulling in emotional extremes, political unrest, governmental unrest. I suspect what's happened to you and to many people. Pluto, 2 days from now, goes retrograde in Capricorn. This is all government unrest, big ticket unrest for the planet. So sensitive souls like you would begin to feel this and be like, you don't know where to put yourself, like a doggy that doesn't know how to find its little place to sit.
Yeah.
So what I can suggest now, the 1 star for April, now I know a lot of you will glaze over because you won't understand this, but it's in the south. So it's on one of your best, luckiest zones. Mm-hmm. And there is an element of the cross-wiring between fire and water. So you're feeling like just fizzled out.
Very interesting. I'm sitting right now in the south, facing the south in my living room. I'm now moving to the north, facing north, to get out of there. Mm-hmm. And I sat at the north this morning to journal, and I was like, oh, this feels so much better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But the other thing is in the living room, the one table is in the bedroom, but I just moved, and it feels 1,000 times better.
That's another important thing for those of you who are listening. If that little spot that you're in doesn't feel good, pick yourself up. Even changing positions at the exact same table can sometimes help.
Exactly. Yeah, right, exactly. I won't sit facing west at that table. Yeah. I was facing south, but now I'm at a different room in the north of the house, in the apartment, the north of the house, facing north.
Just give me your year of birth, honey. Give me your year
62.
of birth. Okay. Just a second. I want to make sure that you know what you're talking about today. Okay. Yeah, you're not Con North. You're Sun, Southeast. Oh. You're Sun. Okay.
Sun.
That's who you are. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the complete disruption star is on the Southeast. So that's Southeast. Not feeling good. Southeast is not feeling, in other words, your infrastructure, your whole temple is being shaken.
So, did I hear correctly when I replayed the audio last week, because I thought I got you on the wrong day, to put moving metal in the Southeast?
Mm-hmm. Yes, because the 5 stars there.
So I put an oscillating
Well, it's
fan
there. Wait, it's there. It's there for the month. That's why you're feeling, because it's only the month. It's not there for the year.
But so, I put an oscillating fan there. Is that okay?
That's lovely.
Is that good?
That's perfect. But May 5th, you may need to move it.
Okay.
Because that's when the month changes.
Okay. So
I'm trying to give you immediate medicine to get you through it. So I don't want to, just devote too much more time to your directions because because everyone will be bored. But I want you to stay tuned as I talk now about what the heck is happening to us.
Okay, good.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Great.
here it is,
Thank you.
gang. This tipping point. What I'm seeing is, it took me all weekend and many sobering moments to finally become settled with it and understand it and become good with it. The world right now is in such complete chaos. People are behaving at an all-time record, gruesome, terrible, and they don't even realize it. And the cruelty and the ridicule, just friendship to friendship, is unnerving. And it's like people have been drugged. And quite frankly, from what I can figure out, we have been. And how do you take yourself out of that? Well, first of all, you're going to have to be accountable to yourself and the concept that you've been harmed. And I know you don't want to look at it, and I know you don't want to believe it, but holy smokes, when do we stop with the disbelief? And when do we no longer want to recognize truth versus what you know darn well in your gut? So we have been so manipulated with disinformation. It takes my breath away. From the school system to the government to big pharma to anything and everything. And how they do it is very unnerving. It's a constant throwing it at you. Matter of fact, this morning, when I was trying to get all of myself together, some website, it's called wakingtimes.com. They actually published today 25 rules of disinformation and how they want you to be manipulated. And one of them is they want you to become incredulous. Well, that can't be true. And how are they going to give this to you? Repetition. Through the newspapers, through the television, through anything. And they want you to play dumb. They'll play dumb. They're going to really come at you strongly. I have suggested many times these past few days to the people that are connected with me on Facebook. I've suggested it calmly and quietly. You may want to take a look at the docu-series that is on today. I believe still episode number 6 is playing. And it's a docu-series on the truth about vaccines. And we're making an adjustment here. Thanks, Jeff. Somebody looks out for me in this radio station, and he's just the best. So I hope you've been able to hear some of what I said out there. At any rate, this docu-series, The Truth About Vaccines, I called a lovely girlfriend today and asked her, had she watched any of it? And her response was very, very lovely. I know that bad things are happening, and I don't want to know anymore. I'm like, okay. The problem is, if we don't know anymore, someone's getting hurt, and it's you. Why would you not want to have the clean, clear-cut, no jokes about it, information on flu vaccine, pneumonia vaccines? How much aluminum is in this stuff? And could that possibly